Everyone, welcome to Lauren's Scraplot. My name is Lauren Urbonis and this is my October card kit video. So for anybody who has received a little packet of cards, this is the video that I'm going to show you how to put them together. Just so you guys know, this video isn't like my Show Me How It's Done series or the Great North American Stamping Show, because I'm not showing start to finish how to do a project. These projects are all pre-prepped for those who have either ordered my to-go kits or who have placed an online order via my store, laurenurbonis.stampinup.net. They get a free set of these 3 cards for free when the order is over $40 before shipping and tax. So for those of you who've pre-ordered your kit, you probably have it on hand. If you've placed an order sometime in October, then you're getting this little link and the kit in the mail. Unfortunately, that kit may or may not arrive this October because at this point we have no idea when Canada Post is going to be picking up their speed again or returning service. So I apologize in advance if you're watching this, in November, but I hope that you still enjoy the projects. They're not specific to any October deadline. You can use them anytime. So, a couple announcements for you guys before we get going. Currently, it is Tuesday, October the 8th, and I am just filming this for October and my team meetings. So, I would like to chat about an exciting offer that you guys can have a chance to participate in. So, I always love sharing a good deal with you, and this is a fantastic one. So, Stampin' Up is offering 2 different options for anybody who would like to try out being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. I always get people cringing as soon as I say that, but don't worry, you don't have to sell or host classes. You can be your own best customer. You do get a 20% discount on your personal orders. You're eligible to take part in pre-orders for upcoming online exclusives, as well as holiday catalogs or the January to April mini catalog, for instance. So those are all really great perks about being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. You get to be part of a wonderful team. My scrappy stampers are amazing, and I actually have an exciting event to talk to you guys about if you join my team that I'm hosting in November in just a second. But why should you jump in? Even if you're not interested in selling. Right now, the offers that Stampin' Up are giving you are to pay $48, no shipping, no tax on that order, and to pick $165 worth of product. So you can see already in that math, you can get a whole lot of free stuff. To put it into perspective, many of you have seen the new advent calendar that Stampin' Up put out. It's not Christmas themed, even though it looks like Christmas decorated. It's actually a really nice assortment of flower and floral stamps, papers, dies, embellishments. Mine hasn't arrived yet, so hopefully one day soon. But you could get that item because it's $136 plus something else and pay only $48. So that is a fantastic savings. If perhaps you're looking at something a little bigger, like our cut and emboss machine, for instance, that retails for $191, plus you'd pay shipping, which is about $14. Nope, that's even more than that. It's probably about $21 on that item. And GST. You could put that $191 item into your $252 shopping spree and pick something else and pay only $135. So that is putting this into perspective for you. Couple main questions that I always get asked. Do we have spending minimums? My honest answer to you is yes. However, during your first quarter that you sign up, there's no obligations. You don't have to place orders. You can, and for this one time only, those spendings will count towards your minimums from the next active quarter. After that, you do have a $400 per quarter, so October to December, for example, is what we're in, minimum, but your 20% comes off of that. You can sell anything you want to friends, family, customers, and that counts towards your sales. And if at the end of those kind of 6 months, because you got 3 free ones without any minimums, and then the third are the 3-month quarter that you're entering into. If at that point you haven't made sales or you've bought everything you want, there's no penalties. If you don't meet the minimums, your demonstrator account just gets turned off and you come back to a customer account. Okay, there's no big deal, but it is a nice way for you to start out and try things. For myself, for instance, I joined in 2013, and the offer at that time that I jumped on was pay $25. And I'm not 100% sure how much I actually got to pick out from that, but my husband and I was still in school, and my husband and I were just starting out, I think our first year, no, we were married for a little bit. We got married in 2010. But yeah, it was just a nice way for us not to have to worry about a giant investment, because I didn't have the extra money. And here I am years later, loving what I do. So no pressure, but it's an offer for you if you're interested in joining my team, learnerbonus.stampinup.net. I mentioned I had an exciting announcement for my team members. So that could include you if you sign up. So otherwise, you have to just be sad for a minute, but I have something else that I will announce for the rest of you. If you are a demonstrator, and you don't have to be a demonstrator on my team, you can be a demonstrator on anybody's team. If you're in the Edmonton area, I am co-hosting a demonstrator retreat with my friends Kelly Entz and Lindsay Mann. We are going to spoil you guys rotten with product demonstrations, prize patrols, and make and takes. So if you'd like more information about that event and you are a demonstrator, you can register or message me. I'll also put this link just in the description below so you can check out all the details. We do have a to-go option for anybody in Canada. It's a little bit different, of course, than the in-person experience, but you'd still get to participate in all the make and takes and get all the goodies and prizes, because we have a loot bag with at least $85 worth of product for you. So if you're not a demonstrator, totally fine. Don't need to worry about it. This is a great offer if you're interested. If you're not, then you still get to take part in my events. So this is just my quarterly calendar. You've probably seen it before if you watch these videos, but I just make them up for the season. So don't worry, there will be classes in January, but upcoming, what do we have? We have an all-day retreat for everyone. Okay, so my registration for this event, because it's being held on October 25th, not November like the demonstrator one, is quickly drawing to a close. I'll be closing registration on the 18th of October. So this event is $120 now because my early bird pricing deadline has passed. We are going to spend half of the day playing with the Traditions of Christmas suite. And you have a choice to add the traditional labels to your registration package. You can pick that stamp to get for free included. And if you want, you can add the dies on at a 10% discount. We're going to make projects using this suite. And then for the other part of the day, we're going to be using the North Pole Delivery Suite. So again, you could choose to get the Jolly Delivery stamp set included in there. And I have projects that are going to spoil you. I have ideas, I have prizes, I have gifts, and of course, the make and takes. So if you're interested in signing up for that event, I also have put the link in the description below. Please sign up. You can come in person if you're here in Edmonton, or I can send out your kits, probably via UPS at this point, if you're elsewhere in Canada. So you can sign up for that event and you will get a video tutorial very much like this. I have all the pieces cut and prepped. You will simply have to assemble them and probably add your own sentiments. Okay, so that's one idea. In November, I have monthly card class in November and December. For those of you who come and attend every month, please make note of the change of my November date. Usually we do the second Tuesday and second Wednesday of the month. I'm going to be away in November during those dates. So please, please, please put in your calendars Tuesday, November 4th and Wednesday, November 5th, because that is Card Club for November. Okay, it's $20 or free with a $40 order, and the to-go kit is exactly like this. You can sign up for that. There's also other details if you'd like discounts or a shopping spree, but I will leave those for you to read through. Stamp-A-Stacks, I have 12 kits that I make for each of these two events. You're going to make 16 cards. So you'll get 4 different designs, and you make 4 of design 1, 4 of design 2, 4 of design 3, 4 of design 4. I switch them up slightly by switching out designer paper or cardstock based colors, but it's the same card design, and you'd walk away with 16 cards. These two events are different, so if you want to walk away with 32 cards, you can sign up for both events, and there is a shipping option as well. Once I get them all designed, I can let you know how much that would be via UPS if we're still on strike, but if it's Canada Post, those boxes are $17 for shipping. And I could bump it up, I think, to the $21 one and actually fit both of them in there for you. So an option for you, but just a heads up that I only make 12 kits for each of these events. I don't make any more because they take me a long time. I've already started and worked through a bunch of them. So I think I've sold about 5 spots at each of them at this point, not quite halfway, but if you want a spot, you need to let me know right away. Okay, let's get crafting. If you have any questions about all of that blurb, then please message me directly because I would love to clarify anything for you. And I realize that for those of you who are just watching this as a random video, this will be a little monotonous for you, but it's important for my club members. Okay, so card number 1 for those of you who are crafting with me, we are going to make this beautiful card using the Harvest Home Garland Kit. So I don't know if you guys have checked out all of the kits from Stampin' Up, but they have so many. There's 2 new ones added every month, and this is a really cute little home decor piece. However, when I opened it up, I realized there was so many leaves. So I have prepped 50 cards, and I have been able to do all 50 cards from the leaves in this box. Of course, I had to add the cardstock and the beautiful earthen tones metallic paper, but all the leaves came from this kit. So I didn't have to do any die cutting for those parts. It was all set and done. So let me show you quickly how to put that card together. I'm realizing I didn't grab one. Give me a second. Need to grab a kit. Oh, there we go. Okay, so in your envelope, you are going to find a card base. I didn't put anything on the inside of this one because you can easily write on the ivory. Then you're going to find this really funny looking piece of foil, and that is because you're really only seeing a slight border all the way around your project. So why not maximize your cutting ability and use the inside of that piece for something else? We're going to use this tree leaf piece on card number 2, and this guy in the future. Okay, turn this over and put dimensionals on the back. If you are interested in a full start to finish video of this card, including all the measurements and tips and tricks, I did actually film this one as one of my Show Me How It's Done videos, which are posted every Tuesday evening on my YouTube channel. So I'll put the link in the description for you, and that way you can actually, if you're just watching this on the side and don't have the kit, then you can participate and recreate it too. But you still have to buy all the stuff and prep it because it's not ready for you. This guy can get centered onto your card front as much as possible. And then there should be a piece of ivory in there that you can see is nicely embossed. I used the Gathering Leaves embossing folder. It's one of our new ones, and I just added a slight bit of texture with that folder. So this one I'm adding double-sided tape or seal to the back of so that it can go right on the card front. We're not dimensionalizing this section. There we go. And you should have a slight border. You see how subtle it is and what a waste it would be to have hid all that foil behind and not used it. All right, next we've got a pile of leaves. So those of you who have this kit, you'll note that your leaves might look different than mine, but you will have the same assortment. You should have a large leaf in some sort of color scheme, and that's the leaf we're going to start with. So dimensionals on the back of that guy so he can stand up tall and proud. And we're going to put that on the edge here. There we go. Next up is going to be a larger leaf. So you can see there's some small leaves in your stash and then a larger leaf either with the round edges or the pokies. You can also pop this one up on dimensionals, but I would just put dimensionals right on the big leaf there for you. Just like that. Then you have 3 little leaves, and you can start kind of putting them however you wish. It's completely up to you. I decided to tuck kind of this sharp leaf in the back here. So I'm going to just put a couple dimensionals down on my card base. And really you're just playing around with all these pieces. You're kind of just assembling the card however you want. Put all the stems facing the same way. So eventually we can cover them with our sentiment. Put another set of dimensionals. That guy needs to move over a little bit. Go. And last but not least, dimensionals down here at the bottom. You can see that one is different, and that's just fine. Okay, for your sentiment, you will have to grab something from your shelf. Okay, so the autumn tool bundle is kind of our autumn themed set at the moment, but I actually found this Peaceful Season stamp set from last year on my shelf, and it just says, wishing you all the things that warm your heart and lift your spirits. And I thought that would be perfect for even a Thanksgiving or autumn themed card, so that's what I'm choosing. You can grab whatever you want. Just grab something from your stash and your early espresso ink to put a sentiment on top of this circle. You can make it a happy birthday, a thank you, a thinking of you, but I liked all the words on that one there. Okay, last set. So I want this circle to stand out a little bit more. So instead of just putting one dimensional down, I'm actually going to put 2 dimensionals on top of one another down here on this base part. So 2 dimensionals stacked. And then just on one of these ones here, you can just put 1 dimensional because of course there's a dimensional already under it, so you don't need another one. All right, then this guy be tucked down in the bottom here, like so. Okay, the one other thing that would be in your kit if you have the kit is I have a branch, and I apologize to, I know one of you, because I think I grabbed from the wrong stash. Okay, missing my branch. There we go. Okay, sorry. I feel so scattered. We have kids home again because teachers are on strike as of Monday. And so I feel like I'm starting the summer all over again with kids home, except I'm supposed to be teaching them now. So I apologize for the scatteredness. Okay, here we go. Here's one branch that I cut. I believe it was from the Delightful Wishes set, and that still is available online. So I cut this out of some of my scraps of foil, and instead of having to cut myself two of them and basically wasting some in behind, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop this top part off, giving me two little pieces that I can just grab a glue dot and tuck these into the back with. Okay, so you're just kind of adding a little bit of character to the card with a glue dot, tucking those in. I didn't include these in your kits, but if you want, you can grab some sort of embellishment like I did here. These guys are the faux glass dots, and unfortunately they're not available anymore, but there are some really beautiful autumn tone gems in the catalog, or some, I think there was like a copper and gold flecked set. So those would be my suggestions if you don't have anything, but I think all of us have some gems kicking around. So if you wanted to add some bling, you don't need it. I think this card looks gorgeous on its own, but if you want to, it's an idea to elevate your project just a little bit more. So there's card number one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest, if you haven't finished the card, because maybe you had to go get a sentiment or your ink or whatever, just hit the pause button and then you can tune in for card number two right away. All right, card number two. This is a fun fold card. Whoops. I didn't take the dimensional backing off that one. Good thing I've got another one here. There we go. Card number two is a bit of a fun fold. You can see there's that tree branch that I talked about us cutting out. And this card I did do start to finish as another edition of Show Me How It's Done. I was being very generous this month. The third card is not on there. But if you're interested, I put the description below, or the link, so that you can watch from start to finish how to cut and prep this card. In your little envelope though, you're going to find all the pieces to make this guy, and I'm going to show you how to put that together right away. So things to grab, I guess I should let you know. You're going to want to grab either your Versamark and a copper embossing powder, or the pecan pie ink, and then some sort of sentiment that's long and skinny that will finish off the card for you. Okay, I used Delicate Forest. It's one of our older sets, but then we also have things like Something Fancy that has happy birthday and congratulations, or whatever you'd like across there. And here's the Autumn Trees bundle that I used to prep the card. start assembling. So in your envelopes, you should have all of these fun pieces here, okay? What you're going to grab for starters is this tree base piece. And a vanilla piece with the embossed leaves on it, okay? So these two pieces we're going to glue together in order to give us that fun 1x1 fold feature. Okay, so open up your tree and on the inside of this brown, put some adhesive. Then make sure this one is opening to the right. We want to still be able to see that. We're going to put this inside the card. They will open opposite directions. 1, 2, 1, 2. For the inside of the card, I'll just show you here, we're going to put that brown piece and the ivory. I know if you were to look at this, technically, yes, you can write on this, but I want to make this a wow card for your recipients. So we're going to add another layer. So we've got early espresso going on first. And then you're going to follow it with the matching vanilla. One. And vanilla. 2. You can always come back and stamp inside this card if you'd like. I thought the autumn trees, if you grabbed the little deer or this bush or even these rocks, any of those would look really pretty down in the corner. But it's up to you if you wanted to come back and do that in a bit. There we go. Okay, now we need to close this card up here for a second, and we're going to bring in this tree. So in the video that I showed from start to finish how to do this card, you'll see that I used dies from Autumn Tree. I used this silhouette die first to cut out this tree right here, and I was left with a designer series paper tree as well. We're going to use that on the next card so that we can make the most of this. So there's my silhouette tree. Then with that brown silhouette, I ended up using the detailed tree right here, ran it through my cut and emboss machine, and came out with this. I guess the other dies that you can see here, there's those gorgeous foil leaves. There's the bush that matches here, or that standalone one. We're going to use these cute little deer down on the front of the card. I've pre-cut those for you, but that's where they came from, right there. And of course you could cut out the rocks and stuff as well. It's a great set. It's so nice. Okay, so this tree, just double check, make sure you've got it facing the right way, that it, yes, fits. You need to put glue on the back and make sure you're getting into all the edges and those weird little root pieces, because you don't want anything catching as the card opens and closes. Okay. So thin little dots of glue, don't put big clumps, just a little bit of glue. While the card is closed, you're going to fit it into its spot here. And then you can open the card up gently, making sure the tree doesn't move. we go. And just tap it down so it really adheres properly. But that way you know it's exactly lined up in the center of this window. Okay, bring back this little guy here, those leaves, and you can start putting dimensionals on there. If you have mini dimensionals, that would be what I would suggest, because you can tuck them right into these leaf clumps here. There we go. You might not need as many as I'm doing, but that's okay. I'm just going to make sure it's nice and supported. Okay, so this gorgeous piece here, just be gentle with it. It's going to come on top of your tree. Right there. Just make sure it doesn't go outside of any of the espresso tree, because then when you close this, it would end up being out of the frame. Apart from that, you're fine. Here is our little deer. We're going to do him next. And you'll notice that if I was to put dimensionals on the back of the deer, they would end up going over top of the tree trunk and potentially closing things off. So we're only going to put dimensionals along this very bottom strip. If you want, you can use the adhesive strips and just do one whole line. I'm just going to space out a few mini dimensionals down there because they will fit underneath the tree trunk. Whatever is easiest for you. Watch that video, it will tell you exactly what sizes to cut this strip for your deer and the sizes for the other parts of the card too. There you go, there's your little deer. So this card looks great as it is. If you don't want a sentiment or you want to stamp a sentiment on the inside, that's fine. You don't have to add anything right now. It would look adorable just to have this feature. If you would like a sentiment, however, this is where you're going to grab this skinny little strip and whatever skinny little sentiment you have. So if you want to emboss, go ahead. If you have early espresso ink, or for myself, I'm using pecan pie because I think it looks very similar to the copper embossing powder, you can go ahead and stamp. So this says you make the good things better. You see how similar those look? And once this dries even a little bit more, it'll be even lighter. So that's perfect. You can grab a skinny little piece of tape, or if you've still got that glue handy, just a few dots along this strip. Should put it right where you need it to be. And that is just gently centered in that brown area. Give it a couple seconds to dry, of course, if you did use the glue. But there's your card. A little fun fold, beautiful card using the Autumn Tool Suite. I'll leave those there for a second while I clean up here. For card 3. If you're not, click pause. We're going to move on to card 3. So remember this empty space and imagine the tree that was once there. Well, we're going to use that tree on another card. And instead of just making a simple card, we're also going to make a fun fold card. This is an easel card. So we're simple but elegant. You can have a card that just simply opens up like this, or I've put this score line in there for you so your card can pop up and rest against the cute little deer and have an easel. So let me show you how to make this. It is very, very simple. You should all have this piece here of Mossy Meadow. So one side, of course, will have no score line. The other side will have a score line. So the score line piece is the top. Open that and put it out of your way. We need to do the inside of our card. So there is a piece of ivory. Actually, there should be two pieces of ivory. So one of them we're going to put on the inside of the card here. Doesn't matter which one because they are exactly the same size. But put those guys in here. Like so. And then there should be a little strip of deer that I have cut out from some copper foil. Now these deer need to be popped up on dimensionals for the easel feature to work. Okay, so the easel feature goes like that. So if you want it to be an easel, you have to pop these on dimensionals. If you're planning not to fold this line and not do an easel card, then your card will go like this and it'll open and close like so. Okay, these guys I am popping up on dimensionals because I love easel cards, and the mini dimensionals should fit perfectly on mama deer and baby deer's bodies, right on the little rump and across the bottom of your project. Sure this is nice and secure because you are putting pressure on it with the card itself. Okay, copper goes right to the bottom of your ivory piece, like so. Now, if you want the easel feature, you're going to fold this score line towards the center of the card. If you don't want the easel feature, don't fold this. You'll be gluing your card front on as usual, and you won't have to worry about popping this up properly, okay? So we've folded this. Now we're going to just put this piece aside for a moment and build the front of the card. Bring in that other piece of ivory and bring in this great embossed piece of early espresso. So I've used this Gathering Leaves folder on all three of our projects today. You can see it's just subtle enough to add some detail and life to the project without taking over and being, you know, obnoxiously the star of the show. So you can center that guy on there. Then you will find your tree. And keep in mind, everyone will have different trees because I used a couple different pieces of designer paper. I threw mine on the ground, so give me a sec. So this one I used the deer and the trees, and this one's the little pumpkin patch. I'm going to put dimensionals all over the back of this. Maybe even some large dimensionals so that not taking forever. There we go. Cheating a little bit. Okay. Your tree is going to go centered on your card here. Right, like that. And then when it comes to sentiments, really, you can do anything you want. There's just a chunk of ivory, and you can stamp whatever sentiment you'd like. I have been playing for that all-day retreat that I mentioned in October with the traditional labels stamp set because we're using it. And look, it has just for you that I thought doesn't have to be Christmas. It can match with what I'm doing here. So I've stamped that in early espresso, and I'm going to do a little fussy cutting to get that onto my card. Okay, with fussy cutting, give yourself a nice wide berth. Nobody needs you to go right up to the edge. Doesn't look the greatest if you do. Just be generous. Follow your letters a little bit. Okay, so just for you, I'm going to put this down near the bottom of my tree. Just like the card that we did at the beginning, it's going to look uneven if I put only one dimensional under the sentiment because my tree is already popped up. So what I need to do is I need to put two dimensionals stacked on one another right here on this brown part of the card, and then just one dimensional where the sentiment's going to be on the tree. I like it over a little bit. This is why I like the take your pick tool. You can just lift and move. There. And there's your card. See how easy that one is? Okay, we're not done yet because we have to get this onto the actual card base. Okay, so here we go. Let's pretend I'm putting this on my card and oops, I put adhesive all over the back of this. That would mean that my entire card is flat and closes. I need the top part not to have any adhesive at all. Only on the part that touches the deer am I going to put adhesive. So to visualize, just to make it simple, I'm going to put a couple strips of tape for you. Don't put them corner to corner because you're showing some of that on the edge. Just a couple strips in the middle of this bottom panel. That's all you need. I'm going to flatten it on the table just to make my life easy. And there should be a nice green border all the way around the edge. And then when you're done, the bottom's attached and the top is loose. And it can pop up and rest on the little deer. Down and up. And there's your cards. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I am so sorry for my having to get up and grab numerous things. You can tell where my brain is just not quite functioning, but thank you for being patient. I hope you still enjoyed the projects, and please make sure to reach out if you're interested in any of my upcoming events. If you have questions about joining my team, please reach out, but you also can go online to my website and join up directly there. But I'm also happy to walk you through things if you need. If you don't mind clicking that like button on the video and subscribing to my channel, then you'll get notified anytime that I post new videos. And I am looking forward to crafting with you guys in November. So if you haven't already signed up for a kit, please let me know if you'd like one, or simply place an online order in November and you will automatically get one. I look forward to crafting with you guys very soon. Happy Thanksgiving to my Canadian friends. Bye.